Conservative Christians love Romans 13 when Republicans are in power. Be subject to governing authorities. They'll quote tweet with 3 flag emojis. But the moment Democrats win an election, suddenly that Bible verse gets really quiet. Here's the thing though, you cannot quote Romans 13 without putting it in conversation with Acts 5. Peter and the apostles are hauled before the authorities for preaching about Jesus. And the religious leaders tell them to stop, and Peter's response is, we must obey God rather than human beings. Now, this isn't like an isolated incident. Civil disobedience runs throughout the entire biblical narrative. Shiphrah and Puah, the Hebrew midwives in Exodus 1, literally lied to Pharaoh to save Hebrew babies. Daniel refused to stop praying. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego said nope to the Nebuchadnezzar statue. The disciples, they all ended up executed by the state. Jesus himself was killed by the empire for being a political threat. Paul, who wrote Romans 13, would be executed by Rome. And here's what's wild. The Black church, Global South Christians, they get this instinctively. When you've lived under governments that enforce white supremacy or patriarchy or Christian nationalism, Romans 13 doesn't slide off your tongue so easily. You understand that sometimes, oftentimes, the government is the one doing evil. So Acts 5 gives us the litmus test. When human authority contradicts God's justice, we have to choose God every single time. And this should make Christians the most organized resistance movement on the planet. If you're a Christian working for ICE, for police departments that brutalize communities, for military systems that destroy lives, your faith should empower you to be a fly in the ointment, a spoke in the gears. Martin Luther King Jr. said it perfectly, as he often does. We should never forget, he said, that everything that Adolf Hitler did in Germany was legal. And everything the Hungarian freedom fighters did in Hungary was illegal. It was illegal to aid and comfort a Jew in Hitler's Germany. Legal doesn't equal moral. It never has and it never will. The early church turned the world upside down, not by blessing the status quo, but by embodying a different kind of kingdom. Acts 5 reminds us that our ultimate allegiance isn't to any earthly power. It's to the God who stands with the oppressed. So, the next time someone quotes Romans 13 at you, ask them about Acts 5, ask them about Shiphrah and Puah, ask them why Peter chose jail over silence, because oftentimes, the most faithful thing you can do is say no to the powers that be and say yes to the God of justice.